Round 13 in St. Louis saw an extremely interesting three main events with a surprise winner in both classes. The 250s saw RJ Hampshire nearly throw away yet another win, but keep his composure in the final main event to secure his first ever victory in Supercross. Marvin Musquin was the most consistent of the night on the 450s and managed to grab his 10th career win as well as the first of the 2022 campaign. But it's nights like this that show that parity does exist in the sport. Why this night was so monumental for these two riders is coming up right around the corner. Longtime fans of the series have seen RJ Hampshire race in Supercross since 2015, if you could believe that. But despite being with a factory team since he turned professional, Hampshire has never broken through in Supercross to grab a main event win. Instead, his raw pace has been overshadowed by spectacular crashes and a lack of maturity on the bike. But for St. Louis, the cards finally fell his way. Before the night show even began, championship contender Cameron McAdoo announced that he would miss the night show due to a crash in press day. This meant that there would not be a single pro circuit rider on the gate, added to the fact that Star Racing was only fielding Kyle Chisholm, who's filling in for Jeremy Martin, and Levi Kitchen. RJ's own teammate Styles Robertson was also out for this race. Basically, the door was as wide open as it could possibly get. Even with all these guys out, RJ still had to beat Jet Lawrence, who's the current championship leader in the class. Headed into the last race of the night, Jet just needed to stay within one position of Hampshire to get the overall win. However, slower riders caused Jet to take a costly fall on the first lap. Now, whether or not he should have been in the back on the first lap is another topic for another video. But with Jet down, Hampshire ended up losing the lead to Pierce Brown, who had fresh legs due to an incident in the first main event and a bike failure in the second. The third main event was the only one that he was able to complete. But with Jet charging to the pack, it looked like RJ was going to have to defend him coming down to the final laps. While someone did fall in the front runners, it wasn't RJ, it was Pierce Brown. Come the final lap, it was Hampshire who cruised to the win in the third main event, and with it, his first Supercross win. Tears of joy flowed from the series veteran who had seen so many get away from him in the past. But why was this a big deal? Well, for someone who is getting close to the end of his 250 eligibility, a main event win goes a long way when looking to secure a 450 ride. Will he sign with Rockstar Husky in the 450s? While it may sound crazy, it could certainly happen. The team was already planning on fielding Zach Osborne before his sudden retirement prior to the season. If the team does go with Christian Craig as previously reported, they could look to also replace Dean Wilson, who is hinted at retirement in the near future. This would open up a third bike that potentially RJ Hampshire could occupy in the 450s. Even if Hampshire does not end up with a factory 450 ride, getting this win was massive for his confidence. The guy has grinded it out in the top levels of the 250 class for so long, but has not yet broken through and had the success that shows all of the hard work that he's put in. Hampshire will definitely take this momentum into Atlanta next week in the East-West Showdown, where you would expect him to be competitive on a more open motocross style track due to the race being held at Atlanta Motor Speedway, which is a NASCAR circuit. But now, let's move on to Marvin Musquin. While he didn't grab a win in any of the main events, the misfortunes for Malcolm Stewart and Jason Anderson opened the door for Marv to grab the overall on his consistency. Perhaps more surprising was the lack of pace from Tomac in the first main event, and then the sudden drop-off from Sexton towards the end of the night. While it is likely that Tomac was not pushing his hardest due to his championship lead, and Sexton lacked stamina due to his huge crash from Seattle 2 weeks ago, it was still strange to see them behind Musquin in a competitive race. But why was this win so big for Marv? Well, from rumors, it sounds like KTM is hesitant to sign him to another year of Supercross. KTM has already announced that Aaron Plessinger will be with the team for 2023, but has yet to confirm Marv for another year. Musquin's current deal is Supercross only, as he has opted to not run Lucas Oil Pro Motocross in the summer. However, in the past, KTM has not been willing to field 3 bikes, as this year was an exception. Another wrench in the equation is that Cooper Webb has not yet signed a deal for 2023. While it is unlikely that the rider from North Carolina would go anywhere else, it has not yet been made official, leaving the rumors to swirl around Musquin's future. Grabbing another win definitely went a long way in negotiations with KTM or even another team looking to elevate their game with the services of the Frenchman. But in the same way as it did with RJ, this win gives Musquin confidence. Since removing his neck brace late last year, Musquin's riding has seen dramatic improvements. Now, I'm not saying anything one way or the other about the effectiveness of these devices, as I do not have the research to make an informed call, but Musquin's pace has definitely been improved since taking it off. Were he to pursue another year, there's a legitimate chance that he could get another win, but I think title is probably out of the question. He'll be 33 next season, and I don't think that his fastest days are ahead of him. But if this is the end, it's been a fantastic career for the rider from France. But now, I want y'all's opinion. What happens to these two riders next year? Does Hampshire go up to the 450s with Rockstar Husqvarna? Does Musquin stay with KTM, or does he explore other options? Or does he call it a career altogether? But one thing is for sure, it is make or break season for both of these guys. Let me know down in the comments below where you think these two will end up. And if you're new around here, don't forget to like and subscribe so that we here at GDN can keep putting out the best motocross content for you. Thank you guys so much, and we will see y'all in the next video.